Imagine this. You've spent your whole life being told that a certain nutrient is essential. Doctors, dietitians, even commercials on TV repeated it over and over. Eat this every day, it's good for you. But now, after you turn 65, the very same nutrient could quietly be harming your body. Surprising, right? A nutrient that was once your friend may now be your enemy. Here's the truth that most people don't want to hear. As we age, our bodies no longer process foods and nutrients the same way. What kept you healthy in your 30s, 40s, and 50s can actually put you at risk in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. And that's why leading surgeons and health experts are issuing a stern warning. This one common nutrient, consumed daily by millions of seniors, is linked to faster aging, weaker bones, and even serious diseases. And before you think, well, that doesn't apply to me, let me stop you right there. Chances are you had this nutrient in your breakfast today, maybe even in your coffee. It's hiding in places you'd never expect. In fact, many seniors are unknowingly consuming double or even triple the safe amount just by eating their regular meals. Now, why is this such a big deal after 65? The answer is simple but shocking. Our metabolism slows, our organs are less efficient, and our body's ability to filter and balance nutrients changes dramatically. What your younger body could easily flush out, your older body now stores, sometimes in dangerous ways. That healthy habit of yours could be silently fueling inflammation, joint pain, memory loss, or even heart strain. But here's where it gets even more important. This isn't just theory. Studies published in top medical journals confirm that this nutrient, when consumed in excess past 65, is strongly associated with declines in mobility, brain function, and overall longevity. Surgeons are calling it the hidden accelerator of aging. So if you're over 65 or you have parents and loved ones in this age group, this information could change everything. Think of it like this. Imagine you're driving a car. For years, you used premium fuel to keep it running at top speed. But now, the engine has changed. It's older, more fragile. If you keep using the same fuel, you're not giving the car what it needs. You're actually clogging the engine. That's what this nutrient is doing to aging bodies. By the end of this video, you'll not only know exactly which nutrient surgeons want you to avoid, but also which safer, smarter choices you can make instead. And let me give you a little preview. It's not about cutting everything out of your diet or living on salads. You'll still enjoy your favorite foods, but with one small tweak that makes a world of difference. So if you care about your health and independence after 65, don't look away. Because the nutrient we're talking about could be sitting on your plate right now, and you deserve to know the truth. Stay with me because in the next part, we'll uncover how this nutrient silently affects the aging body and why the risks skyrocket the moment you cross that 65-year mark. Now, let's dive into the heart of the matter. What actually happens inside your body when you keep consuming this nutrient after age 65? On the surface, it may feel harmless. You don't feel pain right away. You don't suddenly wake up with a broken bone or blocked artery. That's the tricky part. Its effects are silent, slow, and cumulative. Like rust eating away at metal, the damage builds up gradually until it becomes impossible to ignore. Here's the science simplified. After 65, your digestive system doesn't work the way it used to. The stomach produces less acid, meaning food isn't broken down as efficiently. The kidneys and liver, the two filters of your body, also become less effective at removing waste and balancing excess nutrients. So, instead of being flushed out, this particular nutrient often lingers in your bloodstream or gets stored in tissues where it doesn't belong. And this is where the real danger begins. Strain on the heart. This nutrient can cause blood vessels to stiffen, making it harder for your heart to pump efficiently. That's one reason why cardiovascular risk spikes dramatically in older adults who consume too much. Weaker bones, not stronger. Ironically, while many people think it supports bone health after 65, it can actually leach minerals from your bones or interfere with calcium absorption, accelerating bone loss, brain fog, and memory slips. Studies suggest that buildup of this nutrient in the body is linked to inflammation in the brain, which can worsen memory problems and increase the risk of cognitive decline. Joint pain and stiffness. By fueling low-grade inflammation throughout the body, it makes arthritis and age-related aches more intense. Think about it like this. If you pour water into a sponge that's already full, it starts leaking everywhere. That's exactly what happens when seniors keep consuming this nutrient. The body no longer absorbs and uses it the same way. It spills over, causing problems in places it shouldn't. Now, surgeons and geriatric specialists often use the phrase the threshold effect. Before 65, your body might tolerate small excesses, but after 65, that tolerance plummets. What used to be safe suddenly becomes risky. That's why two people can eat the same diet, but the younger one feels fine while the older one ends up struggling with fatigue, brain fog, or recurring health scares. Here's a shocking example. A large-scale medical review found that seniors who consume just 15–20% more of this nutrient than recommended had a significantly higher risk of hospitalization within 5 years. Not because of accidents or infections, but because of internal breakdowns directly linked to nutrient overload. But here's the thing. None of this damage happens overnight. That's why most seniors never connect the dots. They assume their fatigue, brain fog, or stiffness is just normal aging. In reality, it's their diet, something as simple as their morning breakfast, that is quietly turning the clock against them. The good news? Knowledge is power. Once you identify where this nutrient is hiding, you can make small, simple swaps that protect your body, keep your bones stronger, your heart healthier, and your memory sharper. And that's exactly what we're going to cover next. Because chances are this nutrient isn't just in one food, it's in dozens of items you eat every single week. In fact, the foods you think of as healthy staples may be your biggest source of danger. So now you're probably asking yourself, if this nutrient is so dangerous after 65, where exactly is it hiding? The answer may shock you because it's not in rare or exotic foods. It's right there in the everyday staples you probably eat without a second thought. Let's peel back the curtain. This nutrient, excessive protein, particularly animal-based protein, has long been marketed as the ultimate fuel for strength, energy, and vitality. And for younger people, that can be true. But after 65, the body's processing power slows down. Instead of building muscle, excess protein can overload the kidneys, weaken bones by leaching calcium, and accelerate aging. And where do most seniors get it? Let's look at the usual suspects. Breakfast classics: bacon, sausage, ham, and even certain high-protein cereals are packed with more protein and preservatives than your body needs at this age. Add in that scoop of protein powder or a large glass of milk, and you've already exceeded your daily requirement before noon. Lunch favorites: deli meats, chicken sandwiches, tuna salads. All innocent looking, but most seniors eat portions far larger than their bodies can efficiently use. The excess doesn't become muscle, it becomes strain. Dinner plates, steaks, burgers, roasts, and even lean cuts of meat deliver hefty protein loads. For someone over 65, that's like pouring too much oil into an engine. It gums up the system instead of keeping it smooth. Snacks and health foods, protein bars, protein shakes, and even fortified yogurts target older adults with slogans like "Stay strong" or "Fight aging." But too much of a good thing backfires. Here's the scary part. Many seniors double up without realizing it. For example, a typical day might include eggs for breakfast, a turkey sandwich for lunch, and grilled chicken for dinner. Add in a protein snack and some cheese, and suddenly you've consumed nearly twice the protein. Your aging kidneys and bones can handle safely. And let's not forget hidden protein sources. Milk in your coffee, cheese sprinkled on salads, or a handful of nuts can push your intake higher than you think. While these foods aren't bad in moderation, the problem lies in accumulation. Over time, those extra grams of protein build up stress in your body instead of building health. Doctors often compare it to carrying a heavy backpack. When you're young, you can walk for miles with it. But after 65, that same backpack feels twice as heavy and does twice as much damage to your joints and stamina. Excess protein is that backpack. You may not notice it immediately, but it's wearing you down little by little. And here's something that makes this even trickier. Many health ads still encourage seniors to increase protein intake, not realizing the long-term consequences. This creates confusion. Should you cut it out completely? Should you eat only plant-based? Or is there a smarter balance? Don't worry, we'll get there. But first, I want you to hear real stories of seniors who ignored this warning and the consequences they faced. Because nothing drives the point home like seeing what happens when we keep doing what seems normal without realizing the hidden cost. Sometimes the science alone doesn't hit home. What truly makes people sit up and listen are real stories of seniors, ordinary men and women, who thought they were doing the right thing, only to find out the hard way that this nutrient was silently undermining their health. Let's start with Margaret, a 72-year-old retired teacher. She prided herself on staying healthy, walking daily, eating protein-rich meals, and even drinking a popular protein shake every morning. For years, she thought she was building strength and keeping her body youthful. But then came the fatigue. She felt exhausted climbing stairs she once breezed through. A visit to her doctor revealed early signs of kidney stress. The culprit? Too much protein overwhelming her aging kidneys. Margaret was stunned. How could something she believed was helping her health actually be harming it? Then there's George, a 68-year-old former mechanic. George had always loved his meat and potatoes dinners. His logic was simple. Protein builds muscle, and muscle keeps you strong. But over time, George started noticing severe joint pain. He blamed arthritis and old age. After a hip fracture landed him in the hospital, doctors discovered that his bone density had plummeted. Research showed that the excess protein in his diet was actually leaching calcium from his bones. Instead of making him stronger, his protein-heavy meals were quietly making his bones brittle. These stories aren't isolated. In fact, one major clinical study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society tracked thousands of seniors and found a clear trend. Those consuming significantly more protein than their bodies required had higher risks of kidney disease, bone loss, and reduced mobility. It wasn't about eating protein altogether. It was about eating too much for their age. Let's add another case. Lena, a 70-year-old grandmother who loved her morning lattes and Greek yogurt. Individually, those foods weren't the problem. But combined with her protein-rich lunches and dinners, Lena's daily intake was nearly double the recommended amount for her age. Over time, she noticed brain fog, memory slips, and unexplained fatigue. Her doctors pointed to systemic inflammation, worsened by her protein-heavy diet. For Lena, it wasn't about one big mistake. It was about little daily habits stacking up silently over the years. These stories highlight a powerful truth. Aging changes the rules of nutrition. What once fueled strength can turn into a liability if the body isn't able to handle it. And because the effects are slow and silent, many seniors chalk them up to normal aging, when in reality, diet plays a much bigger role than they realize. But here's the good news. Every one of these individuals made changes. Margaret swapped her daily shakes for balanced meals with more vegetables. George reduced his portion sizes and incorporated more plant-based proteins. Lena started tracking her intake and spacing out her protein instead of stacking it all in one day. And within months, they all noticed improvements in energy, mobility, and overall well-being. So, what does this mean for you? It means you don't have to cut everything out, starve yourself, or live on bland food. Instead, it's about making smarter swaps and safer choices that work with your body, not against it. And that's exactly what we'll explore next. The best alternatives and strategies that let you stay strong, healthy, and vibrant, without the hidden dangers of protein overload. Now that we've seen the hidden dangers and real-life consequences of protein overload after 65, let's shift to the good news. You can take control today. The key isn't to fear protein or cut it out entirely. It's about finding the right balance and making smarter choices that your aging body can handle with ease. First, let's talk about portion control. After 65, your body generally needs less protein than in your younger years, around 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight per day, unless your doctor advises otherwise. For most seniors, that's roughly 45-55 grams daily. To put that in perspective, one chicken breast alone can contain nearly 40 grams of protein, almost your entire daily need in a single sitting. Instead of loading up in one meal, aim to spread protein throughout the day in smaller amounts. Smart swap examples. Breakfast. Instead of bacon, sausage, or a protein shake, try oatmeal with fresh berries, flax seeds, or almond butter. You'll still get energy and nutrients, but without the overload. Lunch. Swap out a large deli sandwich for a vegetable-rich salad topped with chickpeas, or a small serving of grilled chicken. The fiber keeps you full, while the portion stays gentle on your kidneys. Dinner. Instead of an oversized steak, opt for a palm-sized portion of fish or lean poultry, paired with colorful veggies and whole grains like quinoa or brown rice. Next, let's look at plant-based proteins. Beans, lentils, peas, and nuts provide protein along with fiber, vitamins, and minerals that animal protein often lacks. Plant proteins are also gentler on the kidneys and less likely to contribute to inflammation. For example, replacing 2 meat-heavy meals a week with lentil soup or a bean stir-fry can significantly lighten your body's load. Another tip is to watch the sneaky sources. Remember Lena from our earlier story? Milk in her coffee, yogurt, cheese, and snacks added up faster than she realized. If you enjoy dairy, stick to smaller servings. A thin slice of cheese instead of a block, or half a cup of yogurt instead of a whole container. These little adjustments make a huge difference over time. And here's a strategy many seniors find helpful. The 50-50 plate rule. Fill half your plate with vegetables and fruits, a quarter with whole grains, and only a quarter with protein. This simple visual guide ensures balance without complicated tracking. Don't forget about hydration, either. When you do eat protein, your kidneys work harder to process it. Drinking enough water throughout the day helps your body flush out waste and reduces strain on your system. Most importantly, always listen to your body. If you feel constant fatigue, brain fog, swelling, or unusual aches, don't dismiss them as just aging. These can be signals that your diet is out of balance. A simple food log shared with your doctor or dietitian can help identify hidden excesses and create a personalized plan. The bottom line is this: you don't need to fear food, you just need to adjust it to match your body's stage of life. By making these smart swaps and practicing portion awareness, you'll not only protect your kidneys, bones, and brain, but also keep your energy high and independence intact well into your golden years. So there you have it. The surgeon's warning is clear. After 65, excess protein is no longer your best friend. It can quietly drain your bones, strain your heart, and cloud your mind. But with awareness, balance, and a few smart choices, you can continue enjoying delicious meals while protecting your health. If you found this information eye-opening, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video with friends or family over 65, because one small change could save them years of unnecessary health struggles. And if you want more practical, science-backed tips for staying strong, independent, and vibrant in your golden years, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Your health is your greatest asset. Take care of it today, and it will take care of you tomorrow.